everyone, I'm Steve. Mark's at school today, and this is Smokey, Steve, and Mark. Either welcome or welcome back, and happy Saturday. It is the weekend, so we know what that means. I'm having New England Coffee's breakfast blend, powdered vanilla coffee mate creamer, and some Splenda. It's been a caffeinated sort of day. So, I hope everyone's well, I hope everyone's safe, look after yourselves in these times in which we live. Look out for the guy next to you, too, if you can. That's the PSA for today. I guess we'll go with that. So, we are going to pick up pretty much from where we left off last week with our fair lady, Chantal Marie, Foodie Beauty, Big Beautiful Me, the Daily Chantal, Chantopolis, the Chantal Pete's Beezer Happy Hour, and then it was Chantal Marie again for a little while, and now we're back to Foodie Beauty. So, live. I think if I go back, I went over the last 18 or 20 videos, I think she only made about 5 filmed videos, and the rest were all lives. You know, if that's the direction the channel's going, that's groovy, but there's been, like, dangling carrots of videos here and there. I get it. I like lives, too. But there's a lot. Anyway, this week was not that different from last week as far as the lives. There was one video from the last time we spoke. There was one video that was filmed. And it was a mukbang, pretty much. It was cooking, mukbang, whatever. So, last week, 20 hours of live streams, a sudden plan for a week of mukbangs, if you were following along. She was going to do them a story time and a mukbang every day of the week because I felt like it because you don't own me. And that failed after like 2 days. Like, so Chantal has a hard time sticking to healthy plans, but apparently she has a hard time sticking to self-destructive ones too. So that went away. She got back on track by Friday, I guess. She's on the weight loss surgery wait list, apparently. This is something. And she did a creepypasta that, while interesting, and I liked the story, wasn't really a creepypasta. It was like a creepy story. That was about it. So, this is her birthday week. So, it's like a birthday buffet extravaganza that's been going on. Everything that is eaten this week is covered by the fact that it's her birthday week, and so she can indulge and do what she likes, and yada yada yada. So, the first video where we left off was the live pizza party. They're making pizza. Her and Pizza are there, and they're making pizza. It's alive, and they're doing buffalo cauliflower, which hers looked nasty, but I've heard done well is delicious. So there's that. Preface to all these lives: hi guys, it's over and over and over. She'll lose track of the camera, do something else, whip her head back and say hi guys, and then start pulling out names from there. And a lot of Q&A with Pete's when Pete's is in the video, because she'll go do something else and he'll be stuck there. So this is interesting because she got really damn high the day that she was doing this. She ate a bunch of gummies, THC high. She ate a bunch of gummies and then smoked a bit. Vaped, I guess. She vapes. And she said, don't attempt to make a meatloaf when you're high because the texture of the meat and the look of the eggs will make you disgusted. So, good to know. And she said she had to lay down because she gave herself vertigo from using too much. I have some thoughts on her using the THC, a couple. I've shared before that I thought if she's trying to control her weight, it might not be the best idea to use a substance, recreational or prescription, that could increase her appetite. Maybe she's going through a provider that it's tailored and she's getting stuff that doesn't give her the munchies. I don't know. But who's to, I don't know. Who's to say, really? So, zoom, you know how I go with lives, we kind of pull our way through and then stop and check and see what she's up to. She's singing about the cat while picking hair out of the pizza dough. Zoom. Again, the buffalo cauliflower didn't look great, but I heard it can be done well. And the pizza looks okay. It's homemade. It's homemade pizza. You know, whatever. So, next, $100 for a kiss. This live was 1 hour and 40 minutes long. Now, the last time someone sent a super chat to try to get, well, they did, get Chantal and Pete's to kiss, I think it was about 19 bucks Canadian. That's pretty cheap. But someone eventually does pay them, and they eventually do it. Fun facts revealed during the live, real big revelations. Chantal would be interested in a teacup wiener dog, and Pete's wouldn't because he's afraid of dogs. She talked about taking the cat for a walk. but putting a harness on him, but he ran away, but he would run away and get out of it. Apparently her cat wants out. Bad. Let's see. She's got the vape again, so she's still hitting it. Which is, you know, do her. And then somebody offered $79 for them to make funny faces, and they didn't get the $79. They decide out loud we should do things for money in chats, you know, and see what people do, you know, see if they'll do it. So somebody sends $100 for a kiss. They kiss, and then Pete has to go find the cat and kiss the cat or something. So they kiss, a peck, nothing grand, and somebody does send $100 in a super chat to them for that. Now, I'm thinking we go live once a week. We went live on Thursday, actually, and thanks if anybody showed up. It was a good time. It was a smaller live because it was semi-last minute put together, but I had a good time, so thanks if you came. I don't know that I would sit here and say, and play like Truth or Dare with a whole chat and see what they would bribe me into doing. It's very tempting, especially if you're unburdened by shame, but I don't know that it would be for me and Mark. Maybe Mark, not me. I'm a little, you know, he's a little more uninhibited. I'm a little more shy, just a touch. So, next video, live barbecue ribs mukbang, more lives. The bulk of these lives are just reading, hey guys, and eating. And reading and eating. And they were actually pretty low drama, as far as I was concerned, which I'm sorry to say makes them kind of boring, because there was not much interplay between her and other channels. There wasn't blow-ups on the community board. It was just her indulging herself for her birthday week and sitting there eating and talking. So she's eating ribs, cornbread, baked potato. Just a sidebar here, because Chantal eats pretty well. Not only a lot, but she eats a lot of food. She likes garbage. I mean, she'll go to McDonald's and maybe Taco Bell every so often. There's a misconception, and I used to be fatter. I won't say I'm thin right now, but I was fatter. I'm about 200. I used to be 290. People think fat people will just eat anything, and that's how they get fat. Some of the pickiest bastards I know are fat folks. Oh, you go to a restaurant? It's not like it's just, they just order a lot of food. Can I get this with this on the side and this lightly sauteed in olive oil? And is that gluten-free? And I'm like, the hell do you care? You're going to eat it in like 4 minutes anyway. But it's actually the opposite. The folks I know who are big folks are some of the most particular about their food and the most picky about their food. It's like the opposite of what one, you know, may think. Then the cat's in front of the camera. I mean, a lot of these lives, here's what it was like if you want to be in a live with Chantal. Sam! It was a week of that. So yeah, tune into my live and we'll do that for a while. Now, Chantal's going to be turning 37. This is good news because she's alive and turning 37. This is a good thing. It's not happy birthday in heaven, Chantal. This is good. Healthier people have died younger. So, you know, she's going to be buying some spring dresses. Apparently Torrid has a few of them. She was bragging in a video this week that she was wearing a 3X. I imagine it was stretchy material because 3X is not close to what she was trying on in her last haul. She had on like a 4 or 5X and it looked like they were going to have to cut it off of her. So I don't think that 3X was, you know, I think it's tight. I think it's probably tight. At any rate. And with the kissing the Pete's thing, okay, it's from the last video, but he's leaning his head on her shoulder in a lot of these lives. He's like a puppy dog. And there's something endearing about Pete's. He's odd, and he's not a creeper, but boy does he look like one, you know? And he's not, you know, scary, but he looks kind of scary. I personally think, me, Steve's opinion, that he's still got it hard for Chantal. That she could turn around any minute of any day and say, Pete, you want to get back together? And he would go, absolutely. That he's just still holding a torch. I believe Chantal knows this. Whether she's told him or not, she knows this. And I would hate to think she would manipulate that and use that to coerce him into doing X, Y, or Z. Is she? I don't know. Does he actually have those feelings? I don't know. But just observing them interacting and Pete's kind of you know, wah, wah kind of personality, and it seems like they almost only have each other. You know, Chantal says she has some other friends, and they seem to kind of come and go. She hasn't seen a lot of them lately, at least not that she's shared. I've always gotten the impression, since they moved in together, that he likes her more than just friends. Still does, even though it's been years. And he'll co-sign all her bullshit, too, which is not good. He does that this week with the birthday binge. And, you know, it reminds me of, right, Tommy? Right, Tommy? Right, Tommy? If you know what I mean, you know exactly what I mean. So, 4, spring cleaning and early birthday week. Early eating birthday week, excuse me. This was 2 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, so she's eating chicken rice and plantains. And I forgot how much I loved plantains until I saw her eating them. Tostones, especially. They're the ones that you, like, fry and then smash and then fry again. Delicious. Zoom, zoom. She's not going to get the male escort for her birthday. She's not ready. She said there's a scar in her area where she had to go to the hospital. Her fatty upper area, lower abdomen. And she said she just isn't comfortable showing herself, not ready, whatever, you know, like I thought she was going to. It's right up there with the sex doll and the trips to the Dominican Republic and the health journeys. You know, it's a lot of talk, and then it's nothing. It's just meant to get your attention for a day or a video, and then it goes away. Zoom, zoom. The clinic called. They received her referral for the bariatric surgery, for weight loss surgery. She should be getting a packet in 1 to 2 months with some follow-up. This is a part that kind of scares me, and I think I heard maybe 1 or 2 other reactors mention this. Now that she has this in her head, that it's on the horizon, I'm going to have weight loss surgery, and that's going to be the thing that fixes everything. Is it going to be like anything goes until then? Because 6 months from now is when I'm going to fix this problem, so I don't have to address it before then. That's a little bit addicty kind of thinking. I understand the idea of wanting to get it in, trust me. When I got out of jail for the first time for drinking and driving, I was in Long Island, Riverhead. My God, Suffolk County. I was there for only like 2 weeks. I probably deserved more, but I was there for 2 weeks. As we're driving home on the Cross Bronx Expressway, my mother, who barely leaves the small town we grew up in, is driving, and it's pouring. I call and I get myself set up to go to rehab. It was a week out. First thing I thought of was, I got a week to get it in. I can go to the bar, I can, you know, because I'm going to go deal with this problem later, so I don't have to deal with it now. 3 days in, I was in the psych ward, because I was so drunk and out of it. I don't know what I said to my parents, but that I woke up in a room with no sharp corners. That's all I remember the next morning. So I can appreciate the idea that when help is on the way, doing nothing to try to improve myself in the meantime, because, well, they're going to take my fun away at that point. So I want to have as much fun as I can have until then. My hope for Chantal is that she doesn't have that kind of mindset. It's an easy one to slip into, I think. I slipped into it very easily, and I see a lot of myself in Chantal. Not the good stuff. A lot of the bad... Well, she loves cats. But, I mean, a lot of the bad stuff, a lot of the unflattering stuff about Chantal, I relate to. She's in the thick of it. I've come through some of it and then dove back in, you know. So... I don't know. I just hope that's not her mindset, because, you know, 6 months is... You can do a lot of damage in 6 months when you're, like, around 400 pounds. So, she has a therapy appointment this week. It's in the morning. She's still hitting the pipe, the THC. It's in almost every video this week. So, Zoom... And someone asked if it interferes with her asthma, and she's like, oh, no, not like smoking would. This is a little different. Jury's out. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a pulmonologist. I have no idea anything about lungs and zooming and all of that. She's doing her dishes and she's sitting down. Is it ableist to even say anything about that out loud? That it's peculiar? That it's, I don't know, something most people don't do, I think, unless they're disabled. I don't know. She's claiming later in the week that she lost a decent amount of weight. I would think enough that she could, you know, stand for a little bit of time. And she said when you have the weight loss surgery, she touches on it briefly, when you have the weight loss surgery, you can't eat the foods you like for a long time. No, it's not for a long time. It's not like there's a period of, once I get thin, I can start getting fat all over again. I've done that. I've done that. Once I hit my target weight, I'm going to go to the Chinese buffet. Whew, it starts there. It's not the 100th pound that gets you fat. It's like the first 5. Because 5 turns into 10, turns into 20, turns into, it's my birthday week, turns into 50. It's so slick. It's so slick. It just finds its way in. And then all of a sudden you're 100 pounds overweight and you go, how did it happen? And everyone says, well, you ate too much. And you're like, I don't eat that much. If you just overeat moderately over 20 years, you know, you wake up and you're 400 pounds. I woke up and I was 300, almost 300 pounds. And then I lost it. And then I thought, I'm never gaining my weight back. Came right back within 5 years. It's a tough thing to deal with. But the idea that for a long time, there's still a piece. Like if I said, oh, I can't have a drink for a really long time, thinking that in my head, oh, I'll be able to have a drink in a few years. Well, a few years goes by and I try it again. Let's see how well that goes, you know. So the cleaning is wiping her out completely. She is out of breath. There's more boxes. She just paid some dude or lady or agency a bunch of money to get the boxes out, and there's more back. Whatever. 5, gravy pizza. I thought this was trolling. I thought she ordered a pizza and then got gravy and put it on there. This is an hour and a half, by the way, another live. She looked gorgeous, actually, I have to say, in this live. Makeup, earrings, she had the hair back, she was in an orange shirt. She looked great. I mean, she really looked good. She ordered from a place that has pizza, and apparently, traditionally, it's served with gravy. It looked dark, like a brown gravy. And she said she's going all out for her birthday week. That's my excuse for the week, right, Pete's? Pete says, sure. It's always good to have a co-signer. For your behaviors, because then you could say, you know, you're not alone. You could, well, they said it was fine. You know, somebody else said it was okay. So, zoom, because again, it's alive. Hi, guys. Hello. She has some cannolis. She's surprised we don't have Kraft peanut butter in the States. Maybe we do, but I've never seen it. Zoom. Chantal hits a food coma around the 50-minute mark. She's not doing so well. She's having a hard time keeping her eyes open. Zoom, Timbit as well, and then I don't care, and my parents knocked on the door. And this is where there was a brief intermission because my parents came over. And we stood in the driveway and talked about wedding plans, and they gave me a bunch of produce because my mom works for a social service agency, and they had leftovers from a food bank type thing, so I have a lot of Brussels sprouts. And we chatted for a while. And then I came back in, and then I started doing the rest of this. So, 6, come hang out, car update dinner. Her car's in the shop. And then she gets it out of the shop. Update. Dinner, because her stomach isn't feeling well. She gets a smoothie and a chicken wrap. Okay. Her stomach, she's been complaining off and on. Well, stating off and on. That she feels full all the time. That she can't eat as much as she used to. And she's crediting the Ozempic, the injection she gets, which is supposed to treat type 2 diabetes and as a side effect cause weight loss. She says that it's helping her kill her appetite. So she said she has a funny tummy, and she orders a smoothie and some juice. It's a nice little diabetic Fantasia with probiotic yogurt. So, you know, that offsets it. And a grilled chipotle chicken wrap covered in chipotle dressing, pepper jack, and peppers. Your stomach hurts? Madam, you have a strong constitution. I tip my hat, because if I had an upset stomach, I couldn't put down chipotle, pepper jack, and some peppers. But, apparently you can, so. Zoom, her cat's at the bottom of the stairs. Those cats want out. Out. Zoom, she mentions Michael B. Petty. Now, I think most people who watch reaction videos will remember, especially if they've been watching Chantal for years and watching reactors for years, remember Michael B. Petty. He's gone. At least off YouTube, I think he's gone. And I remember he had a big following, and he would basically... I didn't like Michael B. Petty's content. I didn't dislike him as a creator, but it wasn't my style. It's not how I roll with commentary. It really did kind of feel like he just sat there on live stream and talked shit. And it wasn't like constructive shit. It was just like mean stuff about people's looks, you know, like good zingy one-liners about body shapes and stuff like that. And I love a good one-liner, and I'm hardly super PC when it comes to body politics, but I don't know. And then there was another thing that happened at the time with the reactors that I didn't like. I mean, we're talking about I had 150 subs, and my opinion still doesn't matter. I'm still nobody on YouTube. But there was AmberCon, I remember one time, where there was a gathering of a few reactors, maybe 3 or 4. I remember some of the names, but there's no point in creating anything about it. But it seemed like it was a group of people, and they were all going to be discussing one person, and there was raising money for a charity for I think it was the Trevor Project, which deals with LGBTQ youth, and some of that money goes to bullying causes and everything, and I just thought, like, 4 people are going live to talk about one person and then raising money for bullying. I thought, man, that sounds odd. That sounds like a real weird way to go about raising money. I didn't watch. I don't know. Yeah, but Michael B. Petty's, like, gone. And I don't know, it seems like some of the reactors that came in their place, the super harsh ones, get weeded out, and the more mild ones stay. I know she doesn't like them, but across the landscape, there's only a handful that are, I think, hate channels. The others seem to just be reacting to stuff. And there's only a couple that I see that I think react exclusively to her, and react to her videos every single day. None of the larger ones do. Then she vapes. Again, we're vaping. She's vape in almost every single video. So, legal in Canada, her choice, her body. But I have a thought on substitution of one substance for another that might be, coming down the line. After my birthday, my spoiling of myself will cease. She eats like this all the time. Has it been her birthday since, like, Caitlyn Jenner was Bruce? I mean, she eats like this all the time. Sorry, smoke break. So, yeah, she's been indulging herself for a little while, and there always seems to be a reason to do it. And I can relate to that. There was never a time that it was bad for me to have a drink. To celebrate, to drown sorrows, a hot toddy if I have a cold, to help me sleep, to help as social lubricant so I can talk to people, to get rid of a headache, what else? To settle my stomach. I mean, it was my wonder drug. Any problem I had, it was part of the solution to deal with it. And she, I think, from what I observe, from what she puts on YouTube, because, I don't know what's going on off YouTube, I could take a wild friggin' guess, but I don't know what's going on off YouTube, that's how she kind of approaches food. It does stuff for her more than just make her feel full and nourish her body. It's got all these emotional tie-ins to it, and all these other needs that have nothing to do with satisfying hunger are met by eating. I know. Food means so much more to me than it's supposed to, and I suspect it does the same for her, too. So, next video, Twin Peaks themed dinner and iconic cherry pie. Now, she says later in a live, it was demonetized because she used the Twin Peaks theme. I'm upset about that because I like this video. It was the only one that was filmed all week. And it was cute, I thought. I know nothing about Twin Peaks. I didn't even listen. But the whole setup was cute. She put some work into it. It shows like, hey guys, I care that you want good content. And here's something more effort than staring at you 2 feet from, staring at you like this and thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. We do lives. I'm not knocking lives. But 6 a week when you're not marketing yourself as a channel that just does lives feels, I don't know, cheap? Stingy with yourself? It's one way to share yourself with an audience, to be interactive. I get that. But it's not like, lives don't feel like content to me, especially if there's no point to the live other than to just sit there and eat. I don't know. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a pharmacist. So I don't know what's going on with her exactly. So she made all this. Okay. So she's trying to be seductive, Chantal, in the beginning of this video, and it doesn't work. She's not seductive in that way, at least not on demand. So I like the effort, like I said, but keep it moving, sister, with the seductive stuff. She's cooking. Yes. She's baking. Bonus points for baking, because there's not a lot of people that will bake that I've seen. And she makes this huge cherry pie. And it's a little burnt, but it's whatever. She was going to make filet, but they didn't have it, so they sent her eye round roast. It's tough as shit. But, she tries to make it work. Everything she made was from scratch. And it looked like everything she made was from scratch, too. She shares some facts about Twin Peaks. Now, I was 8 when Twin Peaks was on the air, probably. I was born in 1982. So I don't remember it much. Apparently neither of my parents liked it, nor did my brother or sister, because it was never on the TV, you know, when they had the remote. So I don't know much about it. And I don't feel like my life is any less full because I don't know anything about Twin Peaks. So we're going to keep it moving. The food looked good to me. I thought the asparagus, it was assembled nicely. Again, effort. It says, I care that you guys watch my videos. I want to give you something nice. And that's not exclusive to Chantal. It's any channel, I think. But especially hers, because she's been doing so much live content that putting something together is nice. I miss it when it used to be almost all the videos. And you'd get a live here and there where she'd rant and delete it. And then the rest of it were like, you know, recorded stuff. The whole premise and the plot of Twin Peaks sounds too heady for me. She said she overcooked the beef. It was a tough cut anyway. Whatever. 8. Live weigh-in. OMG. This is 30 minutes. Okay, let's get serious here. Let's not bullshit ourselves or anybody else here. So she just weighed herself. And she says, I don't know what happened. I eat whatever I want. And I barely exercise except when I clean. Sitting down. And she's down from 402, which she was in the hospital, to apparently 372.2 pounds. Now, the way this was filmed, the camera's here, she walks across the room, like stands in a doorway, and then gets on the scale, and you hear the automatic scale voice. It's not the, hello, it's ready. It's not the signature big girl scale, it's a different one. And it reads that weight off. Okay, so there's a couple of options. There's the conspirators who think that she fixed the weight on the scale, which I guess could happen. I don't know how that could happen, but I understand that it could. People have done the legwork. She's holding on to something back there. Her hands are in the doorway. She could push it up. There is a possibility that she lost 30 pounds. Maybe Ozempic makes you purge water. I mean, she's probably got that much water weight stuck in her ankles, which could explain the skinny ankles if she was living with a lot of swelling. I don't know if she'd purged 30 pounds worth of fluid, but okay. So she said she feels too sick to eat sometimes. The injection is increasing next week, so she thinks that maybe that's the cause of the weight loss and that it might accelerate with the injection going up because it makes her too sick to eat. And it slows down her digestion, so she feels full more often. How about some non-scale victories? Put your money where your mouth is with 30 pounds off. How about stand and do the dishes? You know, how about go for a walk? Try out 30 pounds less on your back. Try out 30 pounds less on your lungs. You know, feel the difference. You know, scales are great. They count numbers, but it's a number. It's a number. It can't tell you how to feel. You know, it shouldn't be an emotional barometer. It is for so many of us. Often it is for me. But it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. It's one tool to measure progress. There's others. But if that tool measuring progress measures the same over and over and over and over and over again, then weight loss has stalled and something else needs to maybe be addressed. She's still planning to get weight loss surgery. So, because somebody had suggested in the chat, well, why get weight loss surgery if you can lose weight on this? And she said, well, I don't think that much weight will come off just from the Ozempic. You're only supposed to lose like 5% of your weight, which for her would be about 20 pounds, which would put her at around 380. But she hasn't been on it very long. I don't know. She's excited, but she's literally done nothing. Now, that's honest. She said she ate whatever she wants. She pigged out on McDonald's last night and she never exercises. This is a very honest Chantal. At least in saying what she does with her time. THC increases your appetite, and she's been high 2/3 of the week. At least on camera. I don't know, again, is she sober off camera? But she's been, you know, high on camera. Makes you hungry. Makes untasty foods taste tasty sometimes, you know. I remember in college, I would make peanut butter and cream cheese sandwiches and use brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts as the bread. You know, weird combinations of things can tickle your fancy. She said she probably burnt off the Big Mac, the 10-piece nuggets, and the large fries because she was busy all day. You gotta be really goddamn busy to burn off all that. Like, if you leave CrossFit and then go running, maybe. I don't know. And big question. Do I believe her? Do you believe her? She knows. She knows if she's full of shit or not. You know, in the privacy of her own mind, she knows whether it's 372 or 402 or 452. I don't think Chantal's 500 pounds. I don't. I don't think she's 450. I think 4 is close, low 4s. Do I think she lost 30 pounds? If she did, maybe water. If she's got a thin ankle. I've got thin ankles. That's why fat people love capris. Thin ankles. Like, you can't see the rest of us. She knows. She knows the truth. You know, would she show it if it was true? It would give her more credibility. But frankly, her credibility is so shot. She could have got on that scale and said she was 150, you know, and people would have believed it as much as this, you know, because she just isn't trustworthy to so many people that any bit of, even with proof, they'd probably go, she's faking it. She's holding on to something. That's, I don't know. But I'm inclined to say I don't believe her. I know she was really happy and really excited and everything, but I don't know. If it's true, congratulations, I guess. Well, you didn't do anything. You injected yourself with medicine that did the work for you, but because you made no effort, according to you. You actually pushed the other way. It's not even like there's no caution to the wind. It's not like I have bariatric surgery coming up and this medicine, this tool could help me lose weight. So let me jump on that and use it as a piggy. You know, let me piggyback on that and use it as a head start to eat a little bit better, to get myself in a little bit better of a spot. You know, if I can lose 30 pounds with the help of the medicine, maybe I can lose another 10 or 20 on my own, and then I'm down 50 pounds. No, it's like, the medicine's offsetting everything, so let's go get a fucking barbecue quarter pounder. Because, hey. What else we got? 9. Gyro, feel free to correct below, and poutine. One of those means prostitute. So she drives to a dark, shady place to go use or eat or whatever. The car tray is back. Somebody specifically had mentioned the car tray, and could you put the car tray back up? And she did in this one. She can't put it low, but she never could because her stomach's too big. She always puts it at the top of the steering wheel and kind of does one of these. So that came up. And then she said, I have some things I have to tell you guys. She called a cab to go get her car. And she's feeling gassy today, and apparently she ripped ass and the neighbors heard. You know, she's a real class act. She was back on Tinder, which she said is useless. Checked her email, and she saw it was a guy who liked her, who was smoking a spliff, hairy, with big man boobs. And she liked that. She said it turned her on. And she said she had rubbed boobs with another woman before, and thought it might be interesting with a man. Whatever gets you off, you know? Whatever gets you off. She said, I don't think I deserve a congratulations for the weight loss because I don't know what I did. That's honest, you know, at least. And then she said the poutine was too heavy for the tray. I'm wondering if it was just perched there, but she did eventually put the poutine on the tray and it held it. After I eat, I'm so turned off by food, it makes me sick. I'm wondering, like, because she can't eat as much, according to her, and feels sick after eating, food's not going to give her the warm, fuzzy feeling that it was before. Like, she said herself, and I agree, binging does more for her than just eating. You know, binging, there's emotional needs that get filled. There's, you know, with addiction, there's a kind of faraway feeling that the substance gives you. It puts a buffer between you and the rest of the world. It's like a helmet. You take that away, and it's like driving 90 miles an hour without a windshield. So the food, I think, does that for her. It puts her at a safe distance between whatever's making her feel uncomfortable and herself. In the absence of food, will she pick up something else to continue to do that? Vaping? Are there worse things? Yes. But will she keep herself with a little, you know, medicinal buzz on all the time just to keep that feeling, to keep that kind of distant, I'm here, I'm not really here, I don't want to deal with this, so I'm not going to think about it, so I'm going to take something else to get it out of my mind. She wouldn't be the first person either. I've known folks who've had, personally, anecdotes, we're talking anecdotes here, not studies, who've had gastric bypass and slipped into a different addiction after they've had it, because the food addiction went away, but then when you cut someone's stomach down to the size of a golf ball and they vomit if they eat more than, you know, a chickpea, they got to get that good feeling somewhere else. And it can't be with calories. So they go searching and they find it. So she goes out for a walk, and she's walking on this little pier, and she asks, what's the weight limit? Okay, she's out for a walk. Good. Good. I'm all supportive of this. And she's breathing heavy. Maybe not as heavy. I don't know. And that's pretty much it. And that dock sounded, it was cranking and making noises like the Titanic, but when it ripped in half in the movie and it went like that and fell apart. It was making that kind of noise. So then we go to 10, new quarter pounder at McDonald's. So this was a car live. And at this point, I'm pretty pissed off because it's too many lives. You know, it's just too many lives. She's trying the new Western barbecued quarter pounder. She's wearing a nice top. She said it was a gift from a family member. And she can't decide on a dessert. Give me a minute. I ate pretty fast. So she has to let her stomach empty to make room for dessert. Okay, so does that bring us up to the end? That brings us up to the end. Now we're all caught up. So, closing thoughts. I don't like this many lives. It's not content that I like watching exactly. It was a very uneventful week, I thought, as much as drama. I mean, there's pieces here and there. I know some reactors ripped into her for some of the things she did. She didn't snap back on the community board, really, or in the videos, except a little bit here and there. She's eating like it's the end of the world, like she's going to the electric chair in a couple weeks, and maybe she feels like a gastric bypass is a death of some sort, because her love affair with food is going to have to go away, at least until she stretches her stomach back out and botches the surgery. Doing things for money on super chats. Hey, if you got it, flaunt it. I don't mind. I'm not mad at you. It's just eating after eating after eating, after getting high, after eating, after eating, after eating, after getting high, after eating. There's not much else to say. I hope her content becomes actual content again. I hope she actually makes videos. This must be advantageous for her, otherwise she would stop. So I'm assuming she's making enough money, if not the same amount of money, if not more, on the lives as she was on other content that she had made as well. So maybe we will expect that Chantal will just be a channel primarily of lives and no recorded videos. I'm going to need 2 days to review her more than one. We might have to have coffee talk twice a week if she's going to continue to make 18 hours of content a week. So we'll see how that goes. And I guess we'll take it from there. So happy Saturday. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe. Hit the notification bell on your way out and the thumbs up. Notification bell, you'll get alerts every time we have a new video and also when we go live. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Twitter. Our handle is at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and our contact information is all listed down below as well. Thank you again, and Mark and I will catch up with you tomorrow. We are going live at 6 p.m. Eastern. Sunday. Every Sunday we do it. It's usually pretty chill. There's no topic, but usually the same few folks come up here and there. Open discussion. We have good moderators. It's usually pretty chill. So if you have a moment, feel free to stop by and say hello. You'll get to see Mark too. Thanks for watching. Bye.